All right, welcome everyone. I just briefly introduce you. We're looking into anatomy of a fall right now, anatomy of a case study in a way. So I'm going to start on the right. This is the German Katharina Günther from a German distributor, Plaion, and then we move on with we haven't met yet, so I have to. MK2, the sales agent, Alya Belgaroui-Degalet, and Beatrice Gulino from Teodora Films, the distributor in Italy, and Enrique Costa from Elastica Films, the distributor in Spain. You all worked on the same film, and so we started. It all started, of course, with the sales agent, I believe. So we're going to start with you. So Alya, tell us a bit about the journey of the film from a perspective of a sales agent. First of all, give him a warm welcome. Thanks.
Is it open? Yes.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm so happy to be here with my fellow colleagues. I think at some point I talked to you more often to my mother. That was intense. That was a journey, but that's a journey which ended like so happily that we are all very, very happy to be here today to talk to you, and probably some of you also here. So let's brag a little bit and say Anatomy of a Winner, which actually was a tagline from Neon to support the film to represent France at the Oscar, where we failed because France didn't pick the film, and the film was the Dodin, the Pot-au-Feu represent France that year. So that was also part of the story. So yes, Anatomy of a Fall. So MK2, it was the second collaboration with Justine Triet after Sibylle, who was in competition in Cannes in 2019. Also starring Sandra Hüller, so second collaboration with her too. MK2 was just releasing like Worst Person in a Word, and we were wondering what would be the next step. Wondering how Cannes would be shaped, and we were thinking what would be ready for the next year. That's why we decided to launch Anatomy of a Fall in Cannes 23rd. We only with a script. So it was just script announcement, everyone read it, and actually Spain, Italy, and Benelux, I think, was one of them who bought the film at very early stage. And he was positioning like Hitchcock meets Bergman, which is an interesting positioning, especially the whodunit credo. Depending of the country, we were emphasizing one aspect of the other. And it's interesting because the Hitchcock positioning was also part of some campaign. For example, the Neon website, which was basically the main question that we are always all asking and still asking about, did she really did it or not? They also create some billboard in LA, or you can see here the UK theater on Neon, so done by Picture House. So the original positioning that we had was also part of some campaign at the end, so it's interesting to follow that up. Or here, that's the UK alternative campaign, which was only postcard, but I love it so much, and as you can see, it's totally referred to Hitchcock style and vibes. Then the film was shot, and the next step was Berlin, so a couple of months after, where we edited a promo reel, and that's where the story is getting interesting, is that we didn't manage to get any good promo reel. So after several versions, at version number 4, we decided to give up, and because the promo reel couldn't convey the strength of the film. And so after discussing with the editor, we thought that the best move will be to only introduce one clip, one element, and obviously it was the argument scene on a kitchen, so 3 minutes of the argument scene, which can show the powerful, the acting, and honestly, as a sales agent, most of the time we are doing promo reel, but sometimes some film doesn't work. So I do remember for Abdelatif Keshish, The Blue is the Warmest Color, that was back at Wild Bunch. That was the same story. So it's better to have one strong clip rather than cheating so much about the mood of the film and so on. So there was one failed promo reel, never seen before, one clip, and also I guess the team watched the film like in very secret work in progress around January before Unifrance. So of course the market started buzzing about the fact that the film is good, the film is there. Let's wait for Cannes, but it's a strong contender. Also, which is interesting to point out is the picture, because when you read the script, part of it is the courtroom, part of it is a huis clos, so it's a lot of inside. And we needed something to be outside. That's why we choose that picture, which of course is one of the iconic one. And it's also interesting to connect the film with Saint-Omer, because back then Saint-Omer won like the Golden Lion in Venice. We are now in Berlin, and it's a courtroom, even if both films are different. But instead of going to that picture, it's so much stronger to go with this. So yes, I will say timeline-wise, 2 key moments: the announcement in Cannes, 2023, one element video in Berlin, and then Cannes. So it's with the great story we know about it. The film was screened on the first Sunday at 4 p.m. So I'm always curious to know the afternoon slot. It's a bit weird for the film, but okay, never mind. That was the key stills used during the world premiere, which we've seen over and over. And of course, the end of a journey as a sales agent, the beginning of another journey as a working hand in hand with all of you to build up a campaign, to build up a promotional tour. Let's say that when you have that kind of film, you are working for at least 8 months after the world premiere, even more. It means that your summertime doesn't really exist, and because most of we are dealing and talking with all of you to know your release strategy, your main festival, and organizing the full trip, depending also of the Oscar race. So it's pretty intense. The film is totally sold out, more than 78 distributors, so it's, of course, quite rare. We are so happy about it, especially after the COVID time. And it's totally crazy in terms of box office. So we are now more like 50 million of box office plus 7 admission. More than, 70 win everywhere. So it's rare to be lucky enough to work on a film which is press acclaim, festival acclaim, and also the public. I mean, I have been lucky to work on Titan before, on Saint-Omer, and it was not the same storytelling. So for once, having something strong and having the public going back to see that kind of movie is like super rewarding. I mean, you want to work hard to make it happen. And also, which is very, very interesting, is like it was a good success and very good success everywhere. It's not like it's a big hit in France, of course. The film was on theater for a year. It was also the same in Scandinavia, I think, or other countries, but everywhere, even China. Just to remember a little bit about the success of the winner, Palme d'Or winner, in terms of box office, we never get close to Parasite, which is very, very high. It's impressive. But we were up to Triangle of Sadness, knowing that the budget of the film is half of Triangle of Sadness. And if you look at the figures of foreign films, so not like English-speaking movies, who won the Palme d'Or, I think the latest hit was Life is Beautiful, like by...
Roberto Benigni. Roberto.
Thank you. So it was like 1998, so a long time ago. So we were, I mean, all of us, I mean, as an exhibitor or working on a cinematographic field, we are so happy to have past years like Parasite and Triangle of Sadness, so showing that foreign movie could also bring box office back. But Anatomy, like it's a very good and strong success story. Until I would say the end of the journey was February with the Oscar, and right after the last big trip was in China, where the film got like 7,000 admission, which is also very good. So even if I told you earlier the film was not selected as a French contender, which was a shock, I would say that in a way it gave more chance to the film to be nominated in another categories. Like Neon really believe in the film and work hard to make sure it would be nominated on a script, on a scenario, on actress for Sandra, who also had Zone of Interest that year. So it was complicated for her to be available on both sides, but we work in a very easy way with her German agent, not in a very easy way with the US agent, but that's always the case. And also, I would just like to pay tribute to Justine Trier, because she's a mother of two, a small one, like 4, I think it's maybe 4 and 12. And let's not forget that her husband, I mean, is a co-writer of the film, so both of them could promote the film and won. And her husband was also writing his next project, so I don't know how she managed to articulate her personal life with all the promotion. So that's also a tribute. Let's pay a tribute to director, woman, writer. And if I have one very, very important message to convey here to all of you, is that to me, I've been working on several Oscar campaigns now for Capernaum by Nadia Labaki, The Blue is the Utmost Color, Titan, or Saint-Omer. And I would say that the game changer is all the key territories, all the key foreign territories were now, because of the rules of the Oscar, change, and there are more and more diversity and more foreign voters. That's crucial that each of you could have a list and know exactly who are the impasse voters. Usually it's, I mean, pretty easy because it's the nominated one or the winner one, and it's usually the key actor of your own country. But I was surprised because when I keep asking for that list, so we could make sure to invite them at the very, very early stage to watch the film in every festival screening from September to February. That list was not always available, that not always built up. So it's a first step that, I mean, all of us should have on hand, and I work for years to have it. But I will say that the game changer here is working with all of you worldwide, like from Japan, Germany, Germany, Spain, Italy was like huge, UK as well, and make sure that every screening you send an invitation to the impasse voters. So if we won that award, it's thanks to you guys also. And believe me, Neon is, I mean, the US distributor is also fully aware of it. So they are willing to spend money to support the work abroad, which is totally intense and crazy now, is that you have more and more local PR dedicated to Oscar campaign, which cost a lot of money, and none of us could afford to do it. So if we have direct access to the contact to this, we can skip that. And quickly to go to the delivery campaign also, we were very fortunate because Anatomy of a Fall was released in France end of August, which is perfect because Justine Triet could after focus on international rather than 2 years ago when I was working at Saint-Omer. Saint-Omer, the release was in October, so in the middle of the international journey. So it's get everything more complicated because of course the director is totally focused on his national country because it meant so much to him, her. So that was strategically, it was great for international wise. I don't even mention the strategy for France. And there was 2 posters, as I let you guess, but one of them was really wanted by the director and another one by the distributor. So Le Pacte chose to get everyone happy.
It's an easy guess.
Yes, I won't tell you. And without any surprise, once Neon chose that one, it became like the key artwork. But the film was released in France, the result was good, so the director is more like pleased and happy. The main difference is the color of the logo title and of course the blood, because that was very interesting, the case study before you were talking about nudity. I would say that one of the issues of Anatomy of a Fall is that it pictures a dead body, which also is an issue on social media. I wonder why. But that's why the UK distributor, for example, they told me that they can't even have a campaign on public transportation with a dead body. So they create this, which when I received it was like, oh, really? Do we really want that? But I won't judge UK. We approved it. It's the attic, which I think, to me, it's not that clear. But and also I was really worried because it's so dark, and the film is released like end of November. So, but I don't know. Maybe UK are depressed and they love to see sad, dark movie. I don't know. But that worked. Actually, it kicked off box office wise. It was even better than Triangle of Sadness. So I won't judge. That was also alternative poster. South Korea always creates a bunch of stuff. And I will say this is the different artworks made China, Denmark, the US alternative. Having also fan poster like this one and keep updating them on social media helps to create another buzz. That was the social media campaign from Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken, and also you can relate it a bit to Hitchcock style. The UK also design, love it so much. That was fun. That was fun. In the UK, they organize a game where you can actually win a luxury night stay in a cabin. Yeah. And I do remember, I think it was Japan who tried to rent the house where the film was shot, but it was not possible. I can't remember why. At some point of the Oscar campaign, everyone get really sick about having the same picture, blah, blah, blah. And so we were discussing what should be the next move. And we love a lot the dog. So it was generally done like, we should have the dog. The dog is great. Having Milo, having the dog meant a lot. So we work with Neon and they bring it around January, February, so before the end of the vote. And it totally killed it. All the actors, all the competitor was having a look at him, waving him, talking to him, and there was a lot of buzz on social media, so it was fun. Even when Justine was not available, I do remember one of the festival asked us, okay, can Messi, the name of the dog, Messi can send us a video saying that he accepts the prize on behalf of Justine, and so they did it, and it was. So that was another way to talk about the film in a less serious way. And I will say that my only regret is that Swan Arlo was not part of the campaign. It's just because, he's shy, not shy, but he doesn't care. He's focused on his work. He didn't ask about it. And so there was already Justine, there was already Sandra, so it's a lot. Plus Arthur Harari, the writer, the co-writer. But what happened is that a fan create a video saying that that's the hot, sexy lawyer, and it get totally viral everywhere, in every country. And even the New York Times start talking about it. So that was fun, actually. Also, another way to talk about the film is Neon approached 50 Cent. And it was you have to be very careful about singer, because you don't know exactly what are their history, as we can see right now with PDD and stuff. So you want to have them because, of course, they have a fan base, but yeah, be careful. So there was that article with the rap, and what they managed to do is having 50 Cent just mentioning, I don't know if you can read, he said, "This is why I keep saying, take your time and make a classic. I'm still way bigger around the world." So yeah, it worked. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much, Alya.
No.
So I just got a whisper that we're pretty close in time, but just a quick note: this project was then supported by the media, by the media program, by Creative Europe, with 900,000 euros for more than 20 countries, to release in 20 countries, and we have all of you three profited from that, I guess, or it helped you build the campaign. And we're going to start with Katharina Günther from Plaion Pictures in Germany. So tell us a bit about the release in Germany. Again, I'm sorry, guys, because we were a bit running out of time, but if you could just focus on the main points,
cannot,
that would
thank
be
you.
great.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
I just cannot keep it short, I guess. When Olympia asked me to do this case studies, I said, no, not anatomy, because there was nothing special or innovative about our campaign. It was just an amazing movie, and there was something magical going on. We were very lucky in timing. But sometimes it's not always about doing something special or innovative, but doing the right things. So when you're realizing that your film might be much more successful than you expect to be, you just don't want to fuck it up. So this is how we tried not to fuck it up. Spoiler, we didn't. We had 525k admissions in Germany, a box office of 5.3 million euro. It was the most successful French film in German cinemas, released in 2023, except Miraculous, but that doesn't count for me as a French film, I don't know. We, as I said, timing, we were very lucky in timing, but for a long time, we were very insecure when to release a movie. Because we didn't know when Zone of Interest would be released, and we didn't want to compete the two films as they already did in Cannes and so on. So it took a while, but then we learned that Zone of Interest would be released in 2024, and we chose November 2nd as release date, which by a miracle was there was no big competition in Arthouse theaters. So thanks to the support of media, we could do a very solid classic Arthouse campaign. It was a Palme d'Or, and was a known German actress. The press was very good. The theaters were very supportive, and in the beginning, our release was quite good. We had a little bit more than 50,000 admissions and 170 copies. That was quite well. The audience was the classic Arthouse audience, as expected, mostly elder women, people who still read the newspapers and watch TV. So just as we expected. And then the number of admissions went down a little bit, just for 4 weeks. And I think it might have stayed there for a little while or go more down, but then cinema magic happened, and the film won award after award after award. So all we had to do basically was jump on a train and push and push and push the film again. Every time the film won an award, We did a press release. We did postings online. We just to make sure to tell everybody this is a very important film this year, one of the best films this year. Just keep telling them. We did one of our longest paid online campaign, nearly 4 months, so it faded directly into the home entertainment campaign. We created more and more assets so that the algorithm, keep the algorithm happy. The team worked really hard to do trailer records, clips and graphic assets, everything. So we pushed and pushed and pushed again. We even printed a new poster with all the festival and award logos on it. I think it's ugly, but we just had to do it. So we pushed and pushed and pushed again. These were the pictures we wanted to spread. So so you can see every time the number of admissions is about to go down, the film won another award, so it went up again. And in December we noted that the film, there's something about the film. People don't come out of the cinema and say, well, that was nice, or that was a bad film. They come out of the film and they really have a need to talk. And we noted that mostly men were after the question, did she do it? Surprise, most men are convinced she did. But women came out of the cinema and they were really discussing the other topics of the movie, like how does a modern equal relationship look like? What is a good mother? How are successful women depicted in the media and so on? And we also noted that especially this feminist discourse was very successful in the younger audience, which is very important nowadays in Germany if you want to break out in the Arthouse cinema. So we pushed that a lot. But that was something, we had a talk with Le Pacte before our release, and they already said that the film has a potential to be a topic of conversation. So we embraced that from the beginning on. I will come back to this later, how we did it. So you can see, just let me, okay. In January, the press went totally crazy, especially after the Oscar nomination. Also the yellow press and the regional press was really mostly after Sandra, but that really spread the film really wide so that everybody in Germany knows about the film. There must be something about the film. Even those people who don't go to the movies anymore knew about, like my parents, heard about the film. And here are some of my favorites. The Bild Zeitung, the biggest tabloid in Germany, titled Sandra Hüller ist der Knüller, which means something like Sandra Hüller is the sensation. And the other one is a regional TV, which went to the town where Sandra grew up. It's named Friedrichroda, now renamed Hüllerroda. They went there to talk with their former teachers, and that was really funny. So I love that. So that really made sure the last one in Germany heard about it. So, and from this point on, the Oscar nominations, you can also see that the number of copies is rising up until the Oscars. So really, every cinema wanted to show the film, even if the more rural areas in Germany and also in the multiplexes, which we didn't have before. So we were able to keep the number of admissions on a relatively stable level just until the Oscars. It was shown in total in 750 cinemas in Germany, and it's still in theaters since, so almost a year by now. In beginning of April, we reached the 500K admissions. But the film was already on VOD and DVD available, and it had a great run over the summer open airs too, and it's still in cinemas. So what I just lost it. You can with a film with Anatomy of a Fall, in retrospective, you always can say, well, it was a great film, and with so many awards like this, it's just a surefire success, an easy job to do. But I don't think so, because in times like this, where everybody and everything is fighting for attention, you really need to show a strong maintenance and to push and push and push again. And you just don't stop to tell your story, you know? And that brings me to the positioning, how we positioned the film, because it differs a little bit from what you just told us. I think Germany was one of the first countries to release the film after France, the US, I think Sweden and Greece, and Italy just 1 week before. So we, as I said, we had a talk to the Pact from France before, what worked for them, what didn't work. So for France, it was pretty easy. It was a Golden Palm. It was a French Golden Palm. It was a French director. They have the culture of auteur cinema, and they gave us the hint to make the film, that the film could be a topic of conversation, which we embraced a lot. We were very curious about the Neon campaign because we admire Neon and they do great stuff. So they did at Neon. You just saw it. So they were all about did you do a thing? And I don't know if you saw the Neon trailer. It's almost a little bit scary, I thought. So they went all the road down the crime thriller road, which for us, unfortunately, in Germany wasn't an option at all, because in Germany, I don't know if you know it, crime thrillers are strictly bound to TV. So, so I don't know if you know about the German obsession with crime thrillers on TV. Entire Germany reunites every Sunday night to watch a new episode of Tatort, which is the most successful, I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the German obsession with guilt. I don't know. It's really crazy. But in Germany, it's clear if you want to see a crime thriller, you don't go to the movies because you watch it at home, or maybe hear it as a podcast. It's very successful too. So that wasn't an option for us at all. What did we do instead? So our positioning was it's not a crime thriller for sure. So, but it's a drama that discusses some topics, like I already said. What is an equal relationship? How successful or ambiguous women are depicted in the media? The female balancing between job, relationship, and motherhood. And of course, which was also important, was questions of individual and universal truth, which is a very important topic in the movie. So how did we push that? That's never easy to say, because you never know if you're successful doing it. We tried to give the press as many hints as we could to enlarge their texts on these topics by including wordings in our press releases, by writing an extra essay on these topics and including it in the press kit. We booked creators who focus on relationship and feminist subjects, and so they could promote the film on Instagram and TikTok, which went quite well, especially for the younger audience. We did a recut of the French trailer to highlight these topics. Yeah, that's basically it. And our second USP was Sandra Hüller as der Knüller, of course. Was quite known in Germany before through Toni Erdmann, but that was 7 years ago, and the things she did in between didn't reach such big audiences. So we felt we had kind of remind people first who she is, and after being the Queen of Cannes, we felt that that's her moment. We need to push her, which we did, and everybody else. Like, for example, our German premiere was at Filmfest Hamburg, where Sandra got the Douglas Sirk Award, which is kind of a lifetime achievement award. The festival initially wanted to give the award to Justine Triet, because they don't like to give it to actors so often, but we really pushed to give it to Sandra because we wanted images like this. This is just Queen Sandra having another award. We didn't know, back then we didn't know that that was just the start of the award circus. Also, what was very nice, there was a very good laudatory speech from a colleague of her, Jens Harzer, an actor, a theater actor, which fitted perfectly in our communication strategy. So we made a PDF of it and sent it to all the journalists. Speaking of press, we had very little time with Sandra, but we used it very effectively. We were very lucky that our PR agent was the sister of her personal PR agent, which made things much easier. We had maybe 2 days of press when I sum everything up. That's really nothing. But it was very effective. We had huge coverage, huge cover stories with her.
Sorry, so just a quick note from the organization team, because we want a little bit more time right now, but there are some meetings that were scheduled, one-to-one meetings at 5:45. These meetings will be postponed to 7:15. So all you know of your meetings are postponed to 7:15, so you can stay in here, you can still listen. But still, we don't have so much time left. But we got everybody the chance to speak here.
I said that 8 minutes is really short to talk about.
Sorry? We start with the one-to-ones at 6. So the 5:45 slot is moved to the back. So, yeah, we still have it, but it's still, yeah.
Okay, I will rush. I just wanted to say about the artwork, Alya, as you said, actually, what we are doing very often at Plaion, we use 2 different artworks to promote a film. That's just usual stuff for us. But with anatomy, we really pushed for the red one because it highlighted all our USPs. As you can see, it's not a crime drama. It's about a relationship. You have the big golden palm. You can see Sandra's face. So that was really important for us. We also loved that the picture of a smiling couple is in contrast with the title, which keeps people guessing. We also loved the red color, which was great for Out of Home. This is in Leipzig, the right one just around the corner from Sandra's home. Yeah, and we also noticed that there's some meme potential in the red poster because it's very recognizable and it depicts a situation where people can relate to. So we got a lot of photos from fans who photoshopped their faces in it, or the faces of their parents, whatever that meant. So here's a side of this is actually from a German football magazine, Kickers, which mocks about the supervisory board of Bayern München, Anatomy of a Fail. So it kind of got, pop culture,
Just a quick add to say that this is a props. This still has been shot by Justine Trier to be a props on the house, like a picture of the happy couple before the.
Yeah. So that's basically what we wanted to highlight. Sandra Höller and Justine Trier is a female dream team that echoes a little bit the feminist discourse we wanted to highlight, which we did here at the Filmfest Cologne. So I will stop here because we're running out of time, just to make Fabian happy. No, I'm over. No, I don't know. I just want to say it was really fun.
That's why.
It was yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Katharina. And we're moving on to Beatrice. Beatrice, what happened in Italy with the film?
I'll tell you. So we, Anatomy of the Bite, so we bought the film on script during French Rendezvous. For the ones who are not familiar with the event, it's a French market event where Unifrance invites foreign distributor and French sales agent showcase their project or their film to the distributors. And it's actually a key market for distributors because it's before Berlinale, and it's also a key market to know which film will be potentially ready for Cannes and selected there. So, and this was the case. So the decision-making factor, so the script, we were immediately intrigued by the script. It's a psychological thriller, a courtroom drama, but also a deep exploration of the couple. So we thought it was brilliant. But I have to confess that the ending, the fact that you don't find out if Sandra is guilty or not. Now we all know that the film is not about that, but we were skeptical. Maybe the audience could be disappointed or not satisfied, not knowing the truth. We know that, but we in the team there were a big discussion about the ending of the film. So the director, Justine Trier, is a talented director. She was selected already in Cannes twice, especially the last one in competition with Sibylle. The previous film were not, were not brilliant at box office, were bought by very small distributors, so it was not a decision factor, I would say. But of course, the fact that the previous film has been selected in Cannes, it means that it could have good chances to be in competition again. And everyone in the team had great admiration for Sandra Hüller. And this is not only the main character of the film. The film really revolves around her, no? And she challenges the jury, but also the audience, no, to know the truth. And we thought that she could deliver the strongest performance in the film. And of course, the sales company, MKDO, is one of the most prestigious European sales agent, acclaimed and award-winning films. So this is a very good point for our decision, for sure. And the producer, we already work with Marie-Ange in BPM by Robin Campillo, so an experienced producer. And the film was already it was in competition in Cannes. The nationality of the film is also an important element to because, of course, thanks to Europa Creativa, we can reinvest the fund generated. We can generate more fund with European film, and we can also benefit if the film is selected for Films on the Move support that can give, of course, the film great visibility. And the slate, and it's related to potential Cannes competition, because that year I remember that we didn't have any potential film that could be in competition in Cannes. Of course, for a film like this one, we would have preferred to see it completed. But if the film is good, when you see a completed film in Cannes, you can face a lot of competitors, bidding wars, and we try to avoid that. So I personally pushed a lot to buy it. Because we really needed to have something in competition that year. And also the film with the genre elements, the investigation, the courtroom story could be also appealing to television. And the pricing at that time in French Rendezvous, we thought that the film was quite expensive. But I can tell you that in Cannes we would have paid at least 3 times more. So.
Alya, can you confirm that?
Yeah, probably. I'm not part of the sales team, but yeah.
So, okay, so the big discussion about the poster. Okay, the first one, yes, it's both are the poster of the French distributor. Honestly, when we saw the first one, we said it's impossible to market this film in Italy with that poster. I mean, it's yes, there's the title in contrast with the picture, but it looks like a story about a relationship with this vintage look. So the second one, was more the direction we wanted to take, but it's more it's too focused on the genre, because the big red blood title takes all the pictures, too invasive, with no room for the family. So, of course, we were keen to see the US distributor campaign, because, yes, as they said, they are known for creating fantastic material, attention-grabbing campaign, and normally their material are very good. They will also work internationally very well. So. We were no doubt on this one, because again, it's focused on genre elements, but also gives space to the drama with the blue color soften the genre elements, and there's more space also to the family. So we paid an access fee to get the poster and also the trailer from Neon. So, of course, we position the film as the Palme d'Or, which is definitely the most important recognition, especially for an Arthouse and distributor. And especially in this case, this Palme d'Or is not only a Palme d'Or that can appeal festival darlings and critics and traditional Arthouse audience, but had different elements to really speak to a mainstream audience. So we went to the communication on both levels. So the legal thriller, the psychological thriller, but also the character drama. So we created like a story based on characters: the couple, the dog, the son, the prosecutor, and of course the film is again can speak to a wider audience, because it's dealing with very different topics. The relationship between men and women, the family life, the gender roles, the belief, so the ambition. So. And so as we decided to use Rome Film Festival as a platform launch for the film, as we did the previous year with Triangle of Sadness, and I really need to thank you, Alya, because we have a long conversation. So thank you so much, because you made that happen to have I mean Justine and the other talent in Italy to attend the premiere. And so this picture with a chalk outlined went viral. It was brilliant, and so the talent attended, introduced the premiere screening, and there's also Justine participated at a TV show on the public broadcasters and was involved in many press activities. So it was a big event for us.
Beatrice, my role is a bit reduced to the guy who's just looking on the clock, so I'm really sorry, but we have to get Enrique also a chance. So could we just move a bit through the most important points? I'm really sorry about it.
So in terms of marketing, again, we had to the communication was made by engaging both Arthouse cinema lovers and genre enthusiastic. We created this postcard, Guilty or Innocent, so playing also with Did She Do It? The press was excellent, and we massively sponsor on social media to especially to reach the Arthouse audience. Again, the press coverage on EFA, César, Oscar, and the never-ending recognition to the film helped a lot also the result. And just to that the film reached 1 million box office in December 2023, but with the Oscar nomination, Oscar campaign reached 1 million more. And I didn't know that, but I discovered a couple of weeks ago that in open air cinemas, the results were really, really good for the film in the first. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Beatrice. Thanks a lot. Enrique, you have 5 minutes.
Great. I love having 5 minutes. That was what I was expecting. Okay. There is not many things to say that my colleagues didn't say earlier. So first of all, thank to the three of them for take my time so I don't need to talk too much. It's quite, and I need to wake up. I don't like to be seated at the same time I talk because it's really uncomfortable.
Feel free to stand up.
And so, like everyone, we talk about the possibility how you put the movie on the calendar. There is two things that I want to talk here today. One is why we are here in this kind of events. That gives you the possibility to talk with other distributors from other territories. And I remember being in Rendezvous in the dinner with M. Caro celebrating the movie that we bought before. And we didn't talk about the other movie. We were talking about how we're going to buy this movie and how much we pay and how much we need to pay. So please just try to not listen what we're saying about that. But it was really relevant, having this conversation between other distributors in Europe. It is crucial when you make decisions because we were lucky that Italy was releasing before us. So their colleagues were calling me and I was calling them what I should do, what I should not do. So please call each other to try to promote your movies because you will do it much, much better. And at the end of the day, one time you're first and the other time they will be first. Again, this movie is quite easy to sell because it stays on cinema for ages. For us, it was really relevant to release in December because it was at the beginning of the awards, so we thought that the movie could be that thing that happens, but sometimes you think that it's going to happen, sometimes it doesn't happen. And we didn't have the movie winning the Oscar as best foreign language, but it won the Goya in Spain, so we really like that moment also. What should I say about strength? Everything has been said, so I'm moving on. Again, with the audience, everyone knows what kind of movie we had in hands, and the poster. We took the American one, and we took the neon trailer also because we love it and we like that that thing that they have, so the genre thing, and with the press, how important it was for us, Cannes, San Sebastian, and the theatrical release. We were very lucky to have the director with us in San Sebastian for only 24 hours, but it was the day after the French solution of sending other movie to the Oscar, so it was quite a peculiar moment. But there's something that you need to take care is the number that is under press, the 11% of the P&A. So I'm gonna go moving to things like this one, like the marketing. That's the other thing that I think is relevant, is how important is the spending that we have with our movies. I've been coming here for the last 3 years. Some of you know me, so I don't want to say how passionate I am, but what I'm saying is how relevant it is, the places that you need to promote your movie, theaters and online. For us in Elastica, or an outdoor, for us in Elastica, paper is completely dead. So it's no longer in our spending P&A, and it's really relevant that we need to take care of theaters because our audience goes to cinema, so we need to tell them many, many times to watch our movie or to remember the image that they have. Online media, online is easy because for one side we have the ads that we need to spend in, big newspaper, big online places, things like that, but also, as I've been saying for the last 3 years, spending on social media, spending on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, blah, 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 blah. So that gives you the possibility to bring younger audience and older audience at the same time. I was speaking with a Spanish colleague here, Pilar, at the beginning this morning, because Pilar is from filming and they are partner of the movie with us. And we were talking how relevant it was what we said and how we said everything on social media and how we get to the younger audience and how is the message. The outdoor, here in that moment, I thought it was an amazing outdoor campaign. After a year, with all the releases that have been done, I think that's peanuts. But still a lot of money and still something that I need to take care of that. Again, social media, how important it is. If you see, all of us are using the same slides, same strategy and same design because it was worthy. It was really good. Why should you change it because it's worthy? No, we can complain about the posters sometimes. The French ones and the German, first time they have the same idea. They decide to go with the red one, and the other ones would like to go with the snow one. When I was here last year, I think it was, I saw the British talking about their postcards there, so I thought like, I'm not gonna generate something that is gonna be better than that, so let's try to acquire from them. And what we did, we create posters, huge posters of that postcards, so they were showing the cinemas. What else? Also on the gifts that we give to the audience and to social media influencers, we bought that scarf that it was, I thought I bring it today, but I didn't. And it was very softy and everyone loved it. And well, things that you need to do to make your movie more watchable for the audience. And then you see how important it is for us on spending these social and special actions. I mean, the guy who is writing in a newspaper talking about a movie is no longer it's necessary, but it's no longer an influencer. It's no longer, no one really reads them. So we rather invest in a lot of people talking about our movie, so the possibility to increase and to reach a bigger audience is much, much easier. I'd rather have 18,000 people who has 24,000 followers than only one that has 20 million, things like that. And well, again, we create we were lucky that we have the support of Groovy, so they invest a lot in Facebook, that we thought that is dead, but it's not, because a lot of people older than 50 years old still investing a lot of money, and still reading everything on Facebook, knowing that no one is getting there, but there is no new people in Facebook, but the old people are still using it. So please use it. And then we thought about the idea of working with Spotify and podcasts. I'm getting old, and I love having reading podcasts when I'm walking and things like that. So I thought that if I'm one of the possible buyers of spectators of Anatomy of a Fall, I should be in those podcasts, listening those podcasts. So I need to have my movies being promoted in those podcasts. At the end of the day, we are audience, so we need to think where we are, where are they trying to reach us to be the next buyer of the ticket. We did premieres, and everything worked very well, and the audience, and again, as I said all the times, please try to avoid free tickets premiere. Always they need to pay for it, because if you want to see something before everyone, should have a value for what we're doing and what you're showing. And well, that's, again, the percentage that we're spending and how we performs amazing in Spain. As you see, there is two green moments that are related to the nominations, the Oscar nominations and the Oscar award. And we were very lucky because the movie did perform very well, losing just a little bit of less than 20% most of the weeks, something that as distributors that we are, we know that is not happening properly or regularly with our movies. And gracias.
Thank you very much, Enrique. Thank you. So, thank you, everyone. So the question, did she do it, is not so important. We understand it, but it's important that we understand that you did it. So it's a tremendous success. Congratulations. Lights are going on. Now you can go to your one-to-one meetings, and the Q&A will be a personal Q&A with you and when you meet later. Thanks a lot, guys. Give them a hand. Thanks.